This is your tech news briefing for Thursday, August 11th. I'm Zoe Thomas for the Wall Street Journal. On Wednesday, Samsung revealed the latest versions of its foldable smartphones. The Galaxy Z Fold 4, which becomes the size of a small tablet when opened, and the more compact Galaxy Z Flip 4. For customers who may be growing weary of how connected they are to their devices, the company has a pretty simple pitch. Here's Kim Swansons from Samsung's marketing and sales team at Wednesday's launch event, describing the perks of foldable phones.
They change smartphone behavior, shifting how we use our devices and giving us more control over what we're doing in the moment. When you open your phone, you can really immerse yourself in focus. And the simple act of closing your device signals to your friends that they have your undivided attention.
But they also have drawbacks compared to other smartphones. Their screens are more delicate, and their price tags are hefty. Still, Samsung isn't the only company betting that foldables are the way of the future. Joining me to discuss why is our personal tech reporter, Dalvin Brown. Hi, Dalvin. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start with kind of why Samsung does think more consumers are going to want to buy their foldable phones. What changes has it made to make these phones, these new generation of their foldables, more appealing?
Yeah, so 4 years after launching its first foldable, Samsung's new devices look a lot like the old ones from the outside, but what's been changed is the ruggedness. So Samsung really focused a lot of attention on the crease that's created when opening and closing its foldable phones. There's also a panel that protects the screen, and Samsung attached it with a better adhesive so that it wouldn't peel off as it has in previous models. So really, Samsung focused primarily on the durability of these new devices.
Okay, so this is the fourth generation of the phone. They're improving durability, but how have sales been so far? And I guess how is Samsung expecting them to be?
Yeah, so Samsung says that foldables are here to stay and is doubling down on them. Consumers have been buying these phones more and more each year. Last year, Samsung's foldables were the most popular foldable devices in the globe, but Samsung is also the largest smartphone maker. But it's also important to put those numbers into context. So foldable phones represent less than 1% of overall smartphones in the market today. And so while they are becoming more popular among a subset of users, they're still just a drop in the bucket in terms of overall smartphone sales.
What about the competition for making it? I mean, you mentioned that Samsung was the biggest seller of foldables, but is it the only one?
Samsung is not the only one. There are some other notable names. Xiaomi, Oppo, and Lenovo's Motorola also have foldable phones. And Apple holds patents for foldable phones, so there may be one in the future.
So right now, Samsung's Fold and the Flip, they both have pretty steep price tags. Is competition going to affect that?
Yeah, so just like with ordinary smartphones that we're all familiar with, foldables are expected to come down in price over time. Samsung initially launched its Fold at $2,000, and that price has dropped about $200 since then. Its Galaxy Z Flip has dropped by $380 since its first launch. So we're expecting prices to continue to fall. Some analysts told me that they expect that foldables will always be premium, so we may never see a $400 foldable just because the parts and components are so expensive. But also as the price comes down, more consumers may be interested in purchasing one.
Why bother with a foldable? I mean, I can understand that for a user, there's this kind of nice convenience of having a slightly smaller phone when you want it to be small and bigger when you want it to be bigger. But from the maker's standpoint, this seems complicated. It's expensive. You've got to get people to shell out a lot more money to buy them. Why bother going this route?
Well, if you look at it, most smartphones look the same today. They are black glass boxes with a couple cameras on the back, and year after year, that's what consumers get. So what smartphone makers are looking to do is break away from that and differentiate themselves from the competition. And so what foldable phones do, or more flexible screens do, is they allow companies a chance to create something new that consumers haven't seen and to put their own spin on it.
Okay, but when do these foldables become fixtures of the market? I mean, when is this actually going to change kind of the broader smartphone market and not just be something that Samsung is offering?
Yeah, so analysts that I spoke to said that foldables may never overtake the bar-shaped smartphones we're all accustomed to today, but they do speak to something larger, which is just like creating more nimble screens or maybe even rollable screens that pull out from a device and allows you to sort of double the space of your phone without having to add a hinge to it. So they may never be as popular as the devices that we're familiar with today, but they are certainly picking up in popularity, and a subset of consumers are noticing.
All right, that's our personal tech reporter, Dalvin Brown. Thanks for joining us, Dalvin.
Thanks for having me, as always.
And that's it for today's Tech News Briefing. If you want more tech stories, check out our website, WSJ.com. And if you like our show, please rate and review it. You can do that wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Zoe Thomas for the Wall Street Journal. Thanks for listening.